Well, folks, the rumor mill is churning and churning and churning and likely going to keep making lots of noise as we head, well, to September. Because, folks, we talked about yesterday a tiny rumor that doesn't really matter too much in the grand scheme at the moment, and that is that it looked like, and it's being claimed by Switchforce, that he knows when the next direct is, the big general direct, but he's not going to talk about it right now. He's going to deal with that at a future time. Well, that doesn't mean other people aren't talking. On our podcast on Wednesday, we had a friend of the channel, Attack the Backlog, come on and talk about how he had a source, and he had one all the way back on June 11th that told him about a Nintendo Direct happening in the last week of July. He was the first person to come forward with this, and that did happen. So I pay attention a little bit. Plus, he's a friend, and I just don't feel like he lied to me, but you never know. It's still a rumor. He talked about how he heard of 2 events coming up from Nintendo, but I haven't talked about that yet until today because Nash Weedle has now come out and talked about those 2 events, and he's saying they both happen in September. Attack the Backlog is now backing that there's 2 events in September as well. So that's interesting and worth paying attention to. Again, this is rumors, and you can already take a guess at what the events are, but what I didn't expect was Nash Weedle to come out in details some of what's going to be inside these events. And you could probably just guess from the title. We're talking about a general Nintendo Direct and Mario's 40th anniversary. So this is all really exciting stuff. But again, truckloads of salt. Obviously, doubt this stuff. We'll see what happens. I think the noise is going to get louder the closer we get. We have so many demos going on between now and September, but let's go ahead and remind you that we are giving away a game of choice to 2 lucky winners. That's right. 2 of you are going to win any video game you want for a current modern platform. That means Xbox Series, PlayStation 5, Switch, Switch 2, or PC. To enter, you just have to go to the link down in the description. We'll be picking the winners in about a week. I wish everyone luck, and let's go ahead and get in because we have this video by Nash Weedle. And I don't understand the language, of course, but thankfully, a friend of the channel, Attack the Backlog, does and did some translating for me. So as we sit here and play this, here is what he's saying. So a general and Mario 40th Anniversary Direct will be happening in September, both of them. At the General Direct, we are going to hear about the third-party games that we've been waiting for, all the ones that we guessed for the partner showcase, like stuff like that. The big third-party games we're going to get news on. There's also going to be a Metroid Prime 4 date announcement, so a release date, but not just a release date, also an announcement for a Prime 4 focused Nintendo Direct. So that is really, really exciting. So that's a third direct, although maybe not in September, but maybe in September. I don't know. But the point is, there's going to be an announcement for a Prime 4 focused direct. For the Mario Anniversary 40th, right, the 40th anniversary one, there's going to be updates on the movie and theme park. But that's not all. He also said there's going to be news on a game, but he doesn't say what game it's going to be. Now, there could be multiple games, of course, and maybe he's not privy to all the information, but that's really exciting stuff. And again, he's not the only person that's backing some of this information because, again, friend of the channel, Attack the Backlog, is out here talking as well. He's quoting Nash Weedle from yesterday saying, I had info on 2 directs in September with possible updates on a movie, but Nash talks about Prime 4 being dated with another date for a Prime 4 Direct. Super exciting time. So Attack the Backlog hasn't heard everything he's heard, but he has heard of 2 events happening, and one of them is going to have updates on the movie, which no surprise there. If there's a Mario 40th Anniversary Direct, the expectation is the movie's going to have updates. So maybe even the first ever trailer or a cast announcement or something, right? There's going to be some sort of movie news. That being said, let's talk about this from the perspective of me being really excited, because that's what I am. I want to know, me being excited does not mean this is going to happen. Me being excited means I expect one of these events to happen, if not both. And I think logic just tells you there's obviously going to be a Nintendo Direct of some time before the end of September. And the 40th anniversary, Nintendo has never skipped a Mario anniversary from the 20th onwards. So they're clearly going to do something for that as well. It could just be one giant event, or maybe it's 2 separate events, as is being rumored. But the exciting part, of course, is what is being rumored. Obviously, all the updates on those third-party games that we've been waiting for is really exciting. We're even going to probably get to go hands-on with some of this stuff at PAX West at the end of the month. There's demos at Gamescom. There's demos at the fan event as well. in a couple of weeks, the Fan Expo in Canada. So we're already going to probably be hands-on with some of these big third-party games like the Elden Rings and the Borderlands 4s and all that. Some of these games before we even have release dates. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, we're going to have footage on that played by actual people, not just like game developers, on Switch 2 before we even know the date. So this is already some really, really exciting stuff. But then you got to toss in, on top of all of that, Metroid Prime 4, right? Obviously, there's a huge focus on Prime 4. I'm sure other Nintendo games are going to be in this general direct as well. I don't think it's just going to be Prime 4. But I think Prime 4 is just going to get a release date, and then they're going to tease that, what he said, the direct. Like, we're going to have another direct. I don't think it's going to be in September. I could be wrong, but a Metroid Prime 4 dedicated direct in October or something could be really, really cool. And it could show that there's just a lot they're hiding about this game. Remember when we weren't that excited heading into the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct? Because everyone's like, we kind of know what this game is. Do we really need a direct for it? And then the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct blew us away because there was so much they're hiding about the game. I think the same thing's about to happen with Prime 4. We're going to have the release date. We're going to see some more footage and even some demo gameplay, but there's going to be so much they're hiding about Metroid Prime 4 that the actual dedicated direct for it will probably blow us away again. It's just a rumored direct. Don't even know if this is going to happen because it's a direct announcement within a direct. And Nintendo has done that before, so it's not unheard of. That being said, then we get to Mario's 40th. Oh man, Mario's 40th anniversary. We already have some rumors out there that could pertain to this. We've heard rumblings, obviously, out there with rumors about Mario Wonder from Nash Weedle himself teasing that, hey, there's been new lines recorded for the game and all that stuff. So that could suggest a Switch 2 edition announcement or even just DLC in general announced. And then, of course, we've also heard rumors of, well, Mario Galaxy 2 remaster or remake. More likely a remaster than a remake. The game doesn't probably need a full remake treatment. That being said, it was never included in Mario 3D All-Stars. Some people think this could be like a nice little thing for Switch 1, right? If you're going to do a Switch 2 edition of Mario Wonder, then maybe do a game for Switch 1 that just happens to look better on Switch 2. That could be interesting, and I could see them going in that route. I would hope that the game that he's teasing that they're going to show is going to be the big 3D Mario. We all want to see the next generation of Mario, and I'm hoping that that's what he's really teasing. Forget this other stuff, but we'll see. He doesn't name specifically what the Mario game is. Maybe he'll give more details the closer we get, but of course, always, these are just rumors, right? There could be other big blowouts as well. He does mention specifically the theme park and movie. I don't really know what updates there could be for the theme park. They recently launched Donkey Kong. Any other announcements? Like there's rumors of a Zelda expansion. Well, that would probably be announced for the Zelda 40th. I don't know why they would announce that now. Maybe there's going to be a Mario expansion, or maybe the news really isn't even about an expansion, but they're going to do a big Mario 40th celebration at the theme parks, and there could be Mario-themed merchandise and games and stuff. So maybe that's really what it's about. But beyond all of that, we also have the news in the movie. The movie comes out in April. We've known this for a while, and we pretty much know nothing about it. We assume it's got something to do with Yoshi due to how the last movie ended with the Yoshi eggs and stuff. But and maybe it's more themed around Super Mario World because of that. We don't really know. That's the thing. They just announced it. They gave us a release date. We're getting closer and closer to the release date of that movie, but we haven't actually heard anything about it. And we kind of knew this movie was coming because the actors teased that they were signed up for multiple movie contracts. So we sort of knew another one was coming. We just didn't know what's in it or what it's about or what's going on. So I am looking forward to, hopefully, my hope is that we get the first reveal trailer of the movie. I know they could do a cast announcement for new cast members as well. And they could maybe drop a date on when they're going to drop the trailer or something. But I don't know. Maybe it's too soon to expect a trailer. Maybe it's not too soon to expect a little teaser trailer. I don't know. I expect to see something about the movie, though, for the Mario 40th anniversary. The bottom line is, it sounds like by the time we get to the end of September, our complaints, and it's not everyone, but some of us that have been complaining about the lack of news from Nintendo, how unexciting the Switch 2 feels right now because we don't know dates or trailers for so many of these games, is about to be a thing of the past. Maybe not this month, although lots of demo gameplay to see this month. It's going to probably give us some news there. But just in general, by the end of September, I think we're going to look back on the first 3-4 months of Switch 2 and go, you know what? Actually, this was pretty good. We had a pretty solid slate of games. We still don't know what the September game is. This also makes me think, if the directs aren't until September, I kind of expect the September game, because I do think Nintendo's going to have one, I think they're going to announce that release date before the end of the month. If both of those directs, and these rumors are true, are in the month of September, I think we have to know what game to look forward to after Dragon Drive heading into September. So I think once Dragon Drive comes out next week, we can now start to check out Nintendo Today more frequently and look for a release date for something. Now, what that something's going to be, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be Metroid Prime 4. It would be shocking if it was Metroid Prime 4, because maybe the direct's at the very beginning of the month, and so then they don't have a date and they announce it at the first week of September. General Direct, they go, hey, here's, it's coming out at the end of the month, and then we're going to do a mid-month direct forward or something. That could happen. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I personally don't think it's going to end up being the September game. But it is one of the games we've seen actual gameplay from Nintendo. You think about Kirby Air Riders, you think about Splatoon Raiders. We know, there's no shot at Age of Imprisonment being the game in September. So it's going to be interesting to see how they slot this up, because Metroid Prime 4 feels like, based on everything we've seen, the most ready of all the games, but then also the one that has the most mystery around it. So, or does it have the most mystery? Kirby Air Riders probably has the most mystery. Maybe Splatoon Raiders does, because that's a spin-off game. I don't know. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think about this stuff down in the comments below, what your theories are for the General Direct, the Mario 40s. We're obviously going to have to talk more about this next week, and I do think at some point we need to make a video dedicated to just talking about each thing, where we talk about all the rumors and everything that could be applying to a General Direct in September, especially as the rumors ramp up, and obviously anything that could apply to the 40th anniversary. So, because more stuff could be ramping up for that. We actually had this weird announcement by Nintendo you're seeing right now, a bunch of baby merchandise. Kind of interesting, and some of it's going to be coming over here to the US in 2026. So Nintendo's arguably already starting some of the Mario stuff, but again, none of it, I think, so far is things that a majority of us care about. I mean, maybe you do. The stuff does look cute. I kind of wish I had a baby again, a little toddler again. But anyways, folks, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video.